horse people, welcome back to Retrain a Trotter part 4. So we are now in week 4 of retraining Isaiah, a 7-year-old French trotter who is with me in training. And I start just like last week with some walk and hold transitions just to check the brakes. So as you can see, I have no nose bend. I allow him to open the mouth to give me some feedback of how he is feeling, and I can tell today he is a little bit distracted. There's a lot going on. We have a tractor next in the field next to the arena. We have screaming children. We have garage doors rolling up and down, and he's quite stressed. The more important it is that I give him security by asking him something which he actually knows already pretty well, and that is a walk-hold transition. So I started on the right rein, now I change my direction through the diagonal, and I ask for some hold transitions left rein. And you see I changed the whip to the new inside, so I always wear my whip at the inside because he knows that aid from the lunging, because obviously I have the lunge always at the inside when I'm lunging. This transition was pretty nice. He's calming down, but he's already sweating a lot, even though it's not that hot any longer. I just lunged him a couple of minutes before this, but this doesn't explain the excessive sweating. So he seems to be a little bit stressed out here because of how much is going on around the arena. So some holds left rein. I changed my direction once more through the diagonal. I drag right and I prepare for a trot. So I need to pick up my reins a little bit, and he gives me a head shake straight away, and he's swishing the tail. Not quite happy today, but it's not always the same. Horses have their good and their bad days, and sometimes you can't control the environment either. However, he trotted on willingly. He's a little bit stiff with his right hind, and today he's leaning a little bit into the curve. Last week I had the same left rein. I had difficulties to flex him towards the left. This week it seems to be that he is a bit stiffer when I ask him to flex him to the right. But that happens when you retrain a trotter or any other young horse. Sometimes one leg or the muscles hurt on one side a bit more than on the other, and it might change within a week. Next week it might be the opposite around. So I change, I'm here on the circle right rein, and you see he's slightly flexed to the outside, but that is because he doesn't want me to touch the right rein. Therefore I just allow him to go in that counter flexion, and instead I just change my direction, which then suits his wish to rather flex to the left. Again, some head shakes, but otherwise he didn't lose much rhythm in the change of direction. Here something went pretty wrong. Yeah, so he started rushing, he was shaking his head, and what I do here is I just come back to a straight hold. Yeah, so I try to collect his mind, I collect his feet under himself, I calm him down, I ride a little bit and walk, and we try again. I open my fingers and ask him to trot. So, you have to keep your shit together. The horse is a flight animal. It will run away when it's something is hurting or frightening him. It will run away. That's hardwired in their brain. But we are supposed to be, as humans, we are supposed to have a little bit more brain cells in our mind. Therefore, we have to keep cool. Yeah, even if something is not going according to plan. So I try to introduce something new. I shift the shoulders left and right by introducing a small, shallow loop along the long side. I feel that he is a little bit overloading the shoulders here and there, and then he's getting uncomfortable, and his head shakes start. So I just change my directions and flexions frequently so that he can rest the shoulder, which might be hurting him every now and then. I do the same on the right rein. I fit in a shallow loop along the long side, and I will do that once again. And here I can always ask him to be led a little bit on the new outside rein. In the loop, it's once the left and then the right, and in a change. So he has no opportunity to brace against both reins, because I'm permanently shifting the shoulders between the reins left and right. So another change of direction through a figure of 8. And I try to give him a slightly longer rein here on the circle in the middle of the arena. And today I don't need to overturn my upper body as much as I used to do last week. So he's actually listening pretty well to my weight aid here, even though he's giving me those head checks here and there. He's definitely easier to be flexed to the left this week. I try again to go on the a little bit stiffer side towards the right. No loss of rhythm here, even though he's still a bit counterflex to the outside, but I let him. I don't want to bother him too much with my reins. I just try to give him a longer rein, allow him or invite him to stretch a little bit down. And since he was so stressed out, I finish here in a hold. There was another issue with that ostrich behind the bushes, which frightened him, and I thought before I mess up the actual good work, I better stop. I walk him out. I could ride him back to the stable last week, but today he was so distracted that I better lead him out. I give him his well-deserved pet. And that's it for today. See you next time.